Have you ever had a quiet moment when nothing was obviously wrong but you still could not relax? You are finally home, the room is calm, your phone is silent. There is no emergency, no argument, no deadline in front of you. And yet something inside you stays awake. You check your phone again, you think about what you might have forgotten. You listen for a sound from another room. You feel like you should be doing something, preparing for something, fixing something. Logically, everything may be fine. But your body does not seem to believe it. That can be confusing. You may wonder why you feel tense when there is no clear reason to be tense, why quiet feels uncomfortable, why a peaceful day can somehow make you more restless instead of less. But sometimes the problem is not that you do not know how to relax. Sometimes your mind has simply spent too long learning how to stay alert. Your nervous system does not only respond to what is happening right now, it also responds to what it learned to expect. Maybe you spent years around stress, criticism, unpredictability, pressure, or responsibility. Maybe you learned to notice small changes in people's moods. Maybe you had to stay useful, careful, prepared, or emotionally available. Over time, being alert can start to feel normal. You become good at reading the room. You notice the tone in someone's voice. You see the problem before anyone else does. You prepare for disappointment before it arrives. And at some point, tension starts to feel safer than calm. Because tension feels useful. If you stay alert, maybe nothing can surprise you. If you think ahead, maybe you can prevent something bad. If you keep moving, maybe you will not have to sit with what you feel. So when life finally becomes quiet, your mind does not always experience that quiet as peace. Sometimes it experiences it as uncertainty. It asks, what am I missing? What is about to happen? Why is everything so quiet? For someone who is used to chaos, calm can feel suspicious. That is why relaxation can be difficult even when you want it. You may sit on the couch, but your body stays half ready to stand up. You may go on vacation, but your mind keeps checking for problems. You may have a free evening, but instead of feeling relieved, you feel guilty, restless, or strangely empty. And then you may blame yourself for not enjoying the moment. But this is not a character flaw. It does not mean you are ungrateful. It does not mean you are broken. It may only mean that your body has learned to protect you by staying prepared. The difficult part is that this protection can continue even after the danger has passed. Your life may be calmer now. The people around you may be safe. The room may be quiet. But the part of you that learned to stay on guard does not always receive that update immediately. It still believes that relaxing is risky. It still believes that if you let your guard down, something will go wrong. And you do not need to hate that part of yourself. It probably helped you get through things. It helped you stay responsible. It helped you notice what others missed. It helped you keep going when you had to. But maybe it does not need to control every quiet moment anymore. Learning to relax is not always about forcing yourself to feel calm. Sometimes it begins with noticing that you are safe enough to pause, not perfectly safe, not certain about everything, just safe enough for this one moment. Safe enough to sit down without checking your phone immediately. Safe enough to let one task wait. Safe enough to breathe without turning that breath into another thing you need to do correctly. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. Your mind may create reasons to get up. You may suddenly remember a message you need to answer, a drawer you need to organize, a plan you need to make. That does not mean you are failing. It means your old system is trying to pull you back toward what it knows. But each time you stay with a quiet moment and nothing terrible happens, you give your body new evidence. You show it that stillness is not always a trap. You show it that a peaceful room does not always mean something bad is coming. You show it that you do not have to earn every moment of calm. This takes time. You may not go from restless to relaxed in one evening. You may still feel the urge to scan, fix, prepare, or prove yourself. But you can begin to notice the urge without obeying it immediately. And that is already a different kind of freedom, because peace is not always the absence of thoughts. Sometimes peace is realizing that you do not have to respond to every alarm your mind creates. You do not have to solve every possible problem before you rest. You do not have to stay tense to prove that you care. You do not have to remain busy to deserve safety. Maybe the reason you cannot relax is not because you are doing something wrong. Maybe your body is still learning that the present is different from the past. And maybe calm will feel unfamiliar before it feels natural. That is okay. You are not behind because you need time to feel safe. You are not weak because your body takes longer to let go. You are simply learning that you can be here in this quiet moment without having to prepare for the worst. And maybe that is where rest begins. Not when every problem is solved, but when you finally allow yourself to believe that, for now, you do not have to be on guard. If this helped you see things a little differently, consider liking the video and subscribing to The Quiet Why. And if someone you know struggles to relax even when everything is fine, maybe send this to them. They may need the reminder that calm can feel unfamiliar before it feels safe.